Well, the old saying is boring, boring Arsenal. But tonight, it was definitely lucky, lucky Arsenal. Welcome to the Leeds versus Arsenal post-game show. I have a feeling this one's going to be very interesting to navigate tonight. But finally, we have all of the squad together. Let's give it a KC goal celebration. Podcast sister Amanda, welcome back. Welcome.
Hello.
And Super Kevin Campbell, straight in from Spain. The machine that never stops working. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. The comments are coming in thick and fast. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up with it tonight. I said to Amanda,
just pick out the key ones. Pick out some key ones.
Wait, someone's vibrating.
No.
Someone's echoing. Oh, was that you?
Turned it off.
All right,
yeah,
good.
It's gone into the chat.
I said to Amanda,
my God.
Depending on the result tonight, you know, the old post-game show could go off. So, right. Here's where we're going to start, okay? Because everyone has been crying out for change. And Arteta gave us that this evening. There's one change that I would have made in addition to the changes, and that was not to start Willian. And I made it clear to KC how I felt about him being arrogant, breaking lockdown law and traveling to Dubai. And in my opinion, Arteta's a pussy for starting him. There, I said it out loud. Show some discipline and show some strength, and don't start a guy that broke the rules, firstly, right? Be George Graham about it. You want to be a big man? Let's start seeing you be a big man, Arteta. Now, Amanda, KC, whoever wants to start first, don't go too crazy on how we performed. I just want to start first with the lineups. We got the changes we wanted. Amanda, firstly, were you happy with the changes before the game started?
Yeah, I was, apart from Willian. Yeah, I was. I don't actually know what he's got to do. I forget that you see my comments. I forget. I don't know what he has to do to not be in the team. I don't really get it. To be honest, I don't see what Arteta sees in Willian at the moment. And yes, I did like him at the beginning. And maybe it was a false dawn with Fulham and he looked great. We all look great against Fulham. I was pretty happy. As I said to you and Dan, you know, I said to you and James in the last pod, he'll change it up. There is no doubt in my mind he will. Not after the Aston Villa and what happened. So I was quite happy with that. I wanted Aubameyang down central. But I did say, it depends how he plays. It depends what service he gets. And I actually didn't see a midfield today, if I'm honest. But I'll let Kev go next because I've got too much I want to say anyway.
Okay, I don't want to go because I've got very specific things I want to ask you guys and I know you want to say. Just on lineups, Casey, you've been saying these plays aren't good enough. Everyone wanted change. In our WhatsApp groups, you said you've got the change. Let's see how this goes. What did you think of the changes he made?
I thought the changes were fine. I didn't think they were... Oh, obviously, everybody ain't going to agree with all of his decisions, of course. There has to be one or two. But I thought it was a brave and attacking lineup on paper. So, you know, on paper, if the game was played on paper, it'd be easy, wouldn't it? But it is not. And I keep saying it. And, you know, people say, I've got this and that. I've got no agenda. The bottom line is, Arsenal are not playing well enough. No matter who you put in there, Arsenal are not playing well enough.
Unless it's the FA Cup and the Charity Shield.
In a one-off cup competition, yes, Arsenal could get the job done. But in the grind that is the league, Arsenal have no consistency.
Okay, so if let's be really realistic about this, right? And let's start with the most fundamental part of, I think, where we kind of lost control of the game early. You can't have a midfield like that. No party. And I'm not a supporter of El Neni, but he's a disciplined player, right? So, you know, he suffers an injury. You've got El Neni, with COVID. Partey's injured. You totally lose the dominance in midfield, the pressing, all that we saw against Manchester United. the gaps between the midfield and the forward line at times were like, oh, I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've seen those gaps. It's a beautiful thing at the Grand Canyon, but not so beautiful when you're watching the Arsenal. And then the juxtaposition to that is when we did go forward, then that midfield got completely caught and the back line were exposed. I'm just going to give you a smorgasbord because then we'll just let loose. I said before the game, I wanted Maitland-Niles to play and not Bellerin because I knew, and we all know, the lethal side that Leeds have on the flanks. And he was completely exposed over and over and over. Jump in the midfield. Just let's go. Who wants to go first? Go on,
you. No, you go, Kev. Go on.
Why was he exposed?
Why was he exposed? Because Pepe plays better with Maitland-Niles, I think. They have
no. Forget who
he
Pepe
was exposed because he's not very good at defending, Casey.
So again, you can't have it both ways. If you're gonna put Pepe in for his offense, you're gonna have to give a little on defense. You understand what I mean? You cannot have both. That's why Arteta probably doesn't trust Pepe as much.
Well, he proved that today. And you know what? Can we just say, what an utter prick. To me, you know what? I'm going to say this out loud. I think he did that deliberately.
No, he didn't.
I think he's so petulant and he's so pissed off with Arteta and he's trying to prove a point. He's got so much pressure on his shoulders that he acted like a petulant child in kindergarten who doesn't get their milk when they want it, or he doesn't get the right toys because the other kids are playing with the toys. And he does that when we're on our knees and we need 3 points from this game and you go headbutt in a non-violent situation. He wasn't even like pushed. He wasn't even like prodded.
There was before. They showed it on Sky. They showed it on Sky and they said he fell for it. No, hold on. They said he fell for it. And it's totally right. It's totally a red card. No one's even disputing that. It's pathetic. But no way did he do it on purpose. He was wound up.
Yeah.
The team are playing rubbish.
Needs a break.
I think he was wound up. I think he was an idiot. I'm not condoning him. Do me a favour. I'm fuming with him. He's missing the next 3 matches.
That's good.
There's no way on earth. No, it's not good.
We're going to miss him.
It's not.
Please.
Oh, you know what? I just feel he could have had that chance to play into the team. I don't think Arteta even pick him to about February now. But, there's no way on earth any player does that on purpose. He just saw the red mist. And you know what? As Gary Neville said, when the referee runs he might as well walk to the stands now. We all just sat there and went, what is he doing? And that's what happens when you don't have a captain on the pitch. And this is something I want to talk about.
Go on.
Where the hell is the captain? He signs a massive contract. I don't even remember the last time he scored in open play. I actually can't remember. Where is he rallying our team? At one point, I looked around and I actually, for a split second, went, who is the captain, actually? Just split second, I thought, he's not a captain. I don't know who is, but he's not a captain. And the only one that showed an ounce of compassion the whole game was Tierney. And at the end, Tierney wanted afters with someone, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's to do with the sending off or what. But Leeds were playing how Leeds play. They do. They are a little bit tasty. They're a little bit dirty. But you know what? We need to get tougher. We didn't have a midfield today. I don't know, and me and Carl have been arguing about this. I think Leeds should have scored 6 goals. I can't say actually more, to be honest. Can you name a shot we had? Saka should have chipped the goalkeeper. Apart from that, I don't remember anything.
We didn't have any shots on goal in the first half. I'm looking for the stat. I'm trying to get my stat sheet. I get it sent. So I'll get that for you guys, but carry on. Keep going.
But do you know what? I'm angry tonight, and I've not been angry for a long, long time. I've been getting loads of WhatsApp messages from a lot of Arsenal fans that are friends of mine that don't normally WhatsApp me, and they're all saying the same thing. He's got the same players, and this all comes down to Kroenke. Players are not good enough. He's got to get rid of half the team. But at the end of the day, I look at it like this, right? If you're going to play Aubameyang down the middle, he surely has to take his chances. If he's on a bad run, which we can all see he is, I'm sorry, Lacazette's on a bad run. He was on the bench. You got a bench Lacquer. I'm sorry. You got a bench Aubameyang. How long do we go without scoring goals? That's all I want to say.
Shocking. It's shocking for the Arsenal. KC, you're a striker. Okay. I'd like you in a nutshell to... Okay, Pepe. When he came out and he made comments during the international break, I said to you, there's something going on. Arteta has lost a little bit of control. You can't have there's fights that go on all the time. Luis Ceballos handbags at dawn during training. Willian goes to Dubai, doesn't tell his manager. He sees it on social media. Dude, if you're going to go, just don't fucking post it on social media. I never swear on this show. I mean, seriously. Why
what
do
does he
that?
have to do to not be in the team? How can he disrespect the rules of the country and then play in a football team?
Absolutely. And then, to top all that off, you have the issue of, making Lacazette the scapegoat. And I'm, in some ways for Lacazette tonight, I feel for him because it just shows you that it's not on him. And I keep hearing the players are crap. They've been crap since Wenger. They've been crap since Emery. They've been crap since Arteta. But we've also been on a run.
Hold on a minute. If you want change, if you wanted change, somebody would have to get dropped. Some players would have to get dropped.
Why didn't Willian get dropped?
No, hold on a minute. I'm saying not everybody who... Willian's one player. But if you're going to change the personnel, people are going to have to get dropped. That is if you want change, that's what has to happen. If we would have kept the same team, you would have said, why didn't he change it?
But
now we change.
No,
hold on.
Why?
Now he changes it. All of a sudden, it's a problem. How? You can't have it both ways.
It's the same problem.
I've not said that. And I want you to answer Sophie's question. Why was Willian not dropped?
Thank you.
Why?
I don't know. You're asking me. I don't know, do I? You have to ask Arteta. But what I'm saying is, change. Everybody was crying out for change. We need change. We need change. Aubameyang needs to play through the centre. This, that, the other. I said, it don't matter. We are not playing well enough. Doesn't matter the change.
It's down to the manager, Casey, to get the team playing well enough. Brendan Rodgers has come in and had an impact at Leicester. Mourinho is having an impact at Spurs. You're seeing what Wolves are doing. You're seeing Lampard, who is no experienced manager. Yes, he has more talent and they've spent more money, but they were shite last season in some respects. They lost the FA Cup final and they've come back, and you're seeing evolution. At some point,
how long has Mourinho been at Spurs?
1 year.
And how many players has Mourinho brought in at Spurs?
Well, you know what? Shame on Arsenal for not.
No. Let's just talk that, because you're throwing Mourinho at me. So how many players has he brought in? How many new players?
6 or 7.
Right. How many new players has Arteta had the opportunity to work with for a
4
number
or 5.
of... Only.
Why do you keep defending him? Why are you not looking at him? Why do you keep blaming
I am looking at him.
He won the FA Cup with the same players. He beat Liverpool twice with the same players. He beat City. He beat Chelsea. Stop defending him.
Sophie, you want change in the league, do you not?
I've been screaming for that.
So therefore, allow the team to build. It's not going to happen overnight.
I could go buy land, all right, and I could buy the most beautiful vista, and I could have the best construction team, but if they're crap and they're managed by a really poor construction manager, I'm going to have the shittiest house on the land.
Can I just say something, Soph? What Kev's saying is we've been screaming for change. It doesn't mean today we were going to come out and win 5-0. He's saying if you're going to play this system, you've got to give it a bit of time.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Whoa. Please.
So if you have to give him a bit of time now, he's changed it. You can't expect day one. It's going to take time. Listen,
we just got schooled by a team that came up from the championship.
Hold on.
So what?
No, we're not in a good place.
So
but
okay.
When you look at the overall round, 10 men, 0-0, we didn't lose. We didn't concede. I know we were terrible today. I'm not disputing any of that. But if he's going to keep this system, It's got to progress. Now we need Partey back. You don't know. No, I know what you're saying. If it had played the same team today, then I'd have been with you. I'd have been talking about Arteta. You've got to give him time with this new system. And also, did he know Pepe was going to act like a twat like that? Did he know he was going to do that? No. So I'm not sitting here defending Arteta, but we need to give him a bit of time.
Look at this.
If you want to go, I know that, and I am. That's why I was
know that. We know that, but the team needs to be playing better.
Yes, better in a system that's going to suit them, and maybe this will. But my point is this about Mourinho: he's got Son in that team, right? Who is one of the best players in the world at the moment. As much as it kills me to say, you've got Harry Kane, who acts like a proper captain. There are things that Mourinho has built on. They've been rubbish for years, Soph. So let's not go there.
When Mourinho first came in, we were laughing
at him. Delusional.
No.
Spurs have not been rubbish for years. They've just not won anything. Right,
I'll ask a question and just answer it. Have they won a trophy?
No, but they're building
There's
towards
no buts
it.
Then. There's no buts.
Hold on 1 second. Can I just have 10
season.
seconds? You guys keep saying, be patient, we're building towards something.
Because he's changed the system now. Now give us a couple of games.
Give me a minute to explain that. No, Spurs have not won a trophy, but they've been building towards it, and it's been happening year after year after year. And they have been progressing, and we have not. We won a trophy, and we won the FA Cup because we're a team that has pedigree in that competition.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Stop it. We're shit in the Premier League, you guys.
We know that. Do you reckon we don't know that, Sophie?
So what? Okay, so why are you guys attacking me for my opinion?
We're not. You asked for change. You asked for change. He changed it today. What part of that don't you get? He changed it today. You said there was one difference, was Willian. That's the only difference that you didn't agree? Oh.
Right. Can I just ask the question? Sorry. I know you keep going on about Spurs progressing, but they're always, hopefully, I'm not talking about this season, they've been the nearly team, Soph. We have won trophies. I know how you feel about this, but progressing to third, second doesn't win you anything. I know we've had this cool conversation every single podcast, but look, people are now saying, and obviously, people are going to say Arteta should be out. It is ridiculous. I am pleased he decided to change it a little bit. He has got some injuries as well. Partey and El Neni are our midfield at the moment, and they weren't available. So all I'm going to say is, when you change a system, you do need to give it a bit of time. When you look at this, we've actually robbed
facts right there. Facts. Go
right.
on.
I was going to bring up Ozil. That was my next thing, because I know that's going to kick off with you two anyway. But no, don't do that, Kev.
I'm going to do it.
I know you're going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
I didn't even start
I'm going to do it.
You're just going to want to walk away.
So you do it, and I'm going to do it. I'll get on to you.
All right, you get on to me. Right, I'm going to talk about it then. But the point is, so what Kev's trying to say, you change a system, you have to give it time. We are not playing well when he changes a system. So now we've got to give this time to see if we can get those injured parties back. For a start, Saka would have played if he didn't play for England. We miss Saka. We missed him so much. And I agree with you about Bellerin and AMN. I do. Absolutely should have been playing. I feel sorry for Joe Willock. I really want to see him much more. But I want to ask you a question, and this will go mental in the chat room. Is there anyone that, how can I put this?
Just say it out loud.
He's already annoyed with me. Look.
No, I'm not annoyed. I'll just say it.
How does Ozil not get in a team that has not scored for 7 or 8 hours, that can create, I'm not saying anything else, that can create and make the chances for Aubameyang? How does he not get
enabling Aubameyang?
I'll answer it. He doesn't get in because he won't do the work on the training pitch with the manager. His attitude is wrong. That's why he gets omitted from the squad. That's why, Princess, that is why you don't get in. And yeah, it's all very nice to say, oh, Ozil. No, he doesn't. He isn't buying into what Arteta's doing. So that's why he gets omitted. And it's the third manager who's omitted him?
He played him to begin with.
Yeah, but what does that tell you? If he played him to begin with and then he omits him after, that tells you
Then
that
maybe he
doesn't buy in.
Then maybe he's the sort of player, as you've seen. Do you remember when Steven Gerrard needed the arm round him? Maybe he needed the arm round him. Maybe he needed
the arm round
Arteta.
him.
We don't know.
The arm round him in the
that.
summer. He said to him, "Oi, Ozil, you start on a clean slate." He said to Guendouzi, "You start on a clean slate," and he still got dropped.
Right.
Okay.
I want to say something else as well.
Okay.
And I've said this since day one. I know Sophie completely disagrees. I don't understand how Xhaka's still in this team. I don't, and I never will. Since he threw down that shirt, he should never have played for Arsenal again. That is my view. I know you've met him.
You lauded him earlier this season. Come on, that's stupid.
Lauded him.
You actually said that you respected him and that he came back and he's, shown a respect for the club and stuff like that. Revisionist history with Xhaka. Don't blame Xhaka. Don't put this on Xhaka.
Be playing.
Seriously.
Anyway.
What is Arteta supposed to do, Amanda, when there's no Partey and there's no El Neni and he's left with Xhaka, Willock, Ceballos? Ceballos, let's talk about Ceballos for a minute. That fucking guy's a myth. He's a myth.
I'll let you go, Casey.
Why are you blaming Xhaka? Why are you blaming Xhaka? Like, seriously, do you think our problems right now are because of Xhaka?
Good enough. He shouldn't be in the team. That's it. That's how I feel.
Well, who should be in the team, Amanda? That's nonsense.
These two players played in the midfield against Man City and against Chelsea, didn't they? In the FA Cup. And done fine, didn't they?
Did all right?
They done fine.
They did great.
They done fine. I thought they done fine. And last season, we're talking about last season, the FA Cup. So what I'm saying is to go back to them because the preferred two are not there. I don't think that's terrible. Yeah, probably when Partey and El Neni are fit, Xhaka probably won't play.
I hope not. But it's not enough. We can't just have two midfielders that, and then if they get injured like it's happened, then we've not got a midfield.
But you don't plan for them to get injured, but injuries happen.
But they can't play every game, Kev.
No, they won't. But when Partey and El Neni are fit, obviously El Neni's got COVID and Partey's got a little injury. Once Partey's fit, he's going to be back on the team sheet.
No, I know. I know.
Let me ask you this, okay? Because Arteta set the team up differently today, Casey. And really, if we're going to set up the team that way, maybe the best way to do it is when a Partey and an El Neni are playing. So, Amanda, this is why I'm saying it's not fair to point the finger at Xhaka today. Xhaka's not the reason why we played badly, And actually, Xhaka has been a good fuel for some midfield players. He's not the reason why we lost. The reason why we lost is because, number one...
we never lost.
We never lost.
The reason why we didn't win, okay, we're lucky that we drew, right?
I know.
I think
it's
big time.
I can't believe we did. We got
it's the most amazing result, if we're going to be honest with each other, all season so far. Unbelievable. But we didn't perform badly because Xhaka was crap. Everything was crap. Like nothing was. The first 10 minutes, Amanda, we were going. I thought we could have scored in the first 10 minutes, to be honest with you. There were a couple of good chances where Willian had a chance to put the ball. Our crossing was poor. Willian, Pepe, Tierney's crossing was poor. And stop giving Tierney a pass too. Yes, he was good, but going for our final ball today was poor. It was really bad. And then when we were in a position to finish chances, we just didn't do it. And at some point, the players have to be accountable and responsible for that.
When I say that, you say I'm backing Arteta. No, you're saying the players have to be responsible.
In those moments, Casey, yes.
Yeah, but this is what it is.
Let me finish before your eyes pop out of your head and the dogs go crazy.
Wow.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Why do you guys keep attacking me when I give my opinion? Stop yelling at me.
Who's
I haven't said a
attacking you?
word.
Who's attacking you?
I'm just telling
I'm
you
saying that you're saying what I said.
because you're not letting me finish, and I'm trying to tell you at halftime his answer was to bring on Reece Nelson for Willian.
So was you happy?
Not really, no.
Why?
Because I thought that Saka should have come on at halftime, and I think
but you wanted Willian off.
Yeah, I did want Willian off, but I
so
can
when
choose.
He comes up and you're not happy.
Okay, I'm choosing how I would have made the changes.
Yeah, but what I'm
would
saying
you? Okay,
is,
go on. Tell me what you.
But what I'm
how
saying
are you
is,
leaving Saka on? Okay, so everyone goes on international duty. Willian goes to Dubai, and Saka can't play because he's tired. Really?
Sophie, what I'm saying is this: if Reece Nelson would have started ahead of Willian, would you have been happy?
Yeah.
No, Sophie.
No, I would have been happier if Saka was starting.
Happier. But would you have been happy if Willian never started and Reece Nelson did? That's a simple question.
Not sure, because Reece Nelson hasn't really played a lot.
Yeah, but so how are you disappointed? How are you disappointed that Willian plays, and then when he gets substituted at half-time, you're still not happy?
You're trying to just pick holes in my opinions.
No, she's saying that she's not. She's not saying that, Kev. She's saying that she wasn't happy that it was Reece Nelson. She wanted Willian off.
I know what she's saying, but what I'm
saying is, Maitland-Niles on. I would have
played
Maitland-Niles in midfield. I would have bought Maitland-Niles on instead
Sophie,
of Reece
what we said was Sophie.
Can we get the dogs out for a start?
Hold on. The point I'm making is this: you said there was one decision that you didn't agree with, and that was Willian starting.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is, if Willian didn't start and Reece Nelson started, I understand you wanted Saka, but if Reece Nelson was the one who started and that Reece Nelson came on halftime, why weren't you happy with that? Because Willian's off and you wanted him off.
But that doesn't mean I have to be happy with who he was substituted with.
Yeah, but again, what I'm saying is you can't have it all your own way. You can't have it. Everything won't go your way. You want Saka on. Saka's don't come on. But Reece Nelson came on, and Willian, who you wanted off, comes
Why
off.
Why don't you pick on PG about Ozil instead of picking on me about picking?
I have. What are you talking about? I have.
We're not picking on you. We're just telling you our opinions.
No, I don't think so. Go on, carry on as you were.
And the other thing is, all of those people in the chat before who wanted change. Willett to play and this one and that one. What happened? Is it Arteta's fault?
Yes, Arteta is to blame a little bit, Casey. Stop defending him.
I never said it. How am I defending him? But at the end of the day,
asking if it's his fault.
No, I'm not. I'm saying he's the one who had. I'm saying he's the one who had to try and find a balance. He made a change that everybody wanted. Maybe not the personnel that you wanted, but he did make change. And we still never performed. That is my point.
How am I being provocative, Amesy? I'm asking questions the same way everyone else is. Like, why is everyone blaming? Why does Arteta get a pass? Why aren't we starting to question why there's been no evolution in the league versus winning the cup and winning the shield? We're a cup team. That's all we are. We're not a great Premier League team.
We need
PG. Why?
Time, because we need time. It doesn't come overnight. Okay. Let me tell you something. If there had been social media in the 80s, George Graham, honestly, I mean, forget Terry Neal, Don Howe and everything that I watched. Era. But it doesn't matter. So if we didn't have social media, we had a radio station that we used to ring up and a few people used to talk. It wasn't Talk Sport. Because the problem is we want it now. We don't have the owners for that. And it's brought in who I think is a manager that's going to work, but it's going to take time. We said before United, it's going to be inconsistent. We're going to have highs and lows. At the moment, we're having a lot of lows. The only high was United when he completely had El Neni, Partey, as you know, you and I were talking with Giles about this, pressing. We had no pressing today. We are going through a very bad patch. Social media highlights. If I was coming home in the car now with my dad and my cousin, we'd all be screaming at each other like the three of us. We'd all be. My dad and my cousin would be going at each other. I would be like piping in because we all feel different things towards it. I personally don't want to sit here and blame Arteta. I'm not at that stage yet, Soph.
Look at that stat.
You go ahead, but we know that. And it's not good enough. Then bench. So then bring on a player that can score goals.
Why did everyone attack Emery? Why is Arteta getting a pass?
I didn't attack Emery to the very end.
People did attack Emery.
And then I got told off because I said, we've got our Arsenal back and Emery was playing well. And honestly, I can't tell you the amount of tweets I got saying, you don't know what you're talking about. And I was wrong. Emery wasn't good enough for us. I may be wrong about Arteta, but I didn't go for Emery straight off. I just didn't. Not especially was on a 22-game run without being beaten. I didn't, but
I think people gave Emery an opportunity right up to the end because remember we could have qualified for the Champions League.
Casey, that's not true.
Oh, hold on. We could have qualified for the Champions League through the league and the Europa Cup. Is that not correct, or am I telling lies?
What was your?
Can you answer me, please? Can somebody answer me? Unai Emery had the team in position to qualify for the Champions League in the league, and we were in the Europa Cup final.
Excuse
True
me?
or lie?
True or lies? Arteta could have also qualified for the Champions League season, and he didn't.
We're not talking about Arteta. We're talking about Emery. You just mentioned.
Why can't we? We're comparing them.
You just mentioned Emery, so let's talk about Emery.
And I'm giving you the response.
No, the response is: did Emery get us to the Champions League?
No. No, you said, why did people jump on Emery? And I said, Emery had the opportunity to get us into the Champions League through the league and the Europa Cup. Am I telling lies? That's what I said. And it's the truth. And we failed in the league and we failed in the cup. But Unai Emery started the next season. And things started to go from bad to worse. There was the 5 captains and all that kind of thing. And he lost the dressing room. Point blank.
And what do you think? And what do you think about Arteta having had from last December to when Project Restart started? We were still in a position to qualify for the Champions League. And he failed too. He had just as much of a chance to qualify for the Champions League as Emery.
Yeah, we never qualified.
Do you know what the difference between? Do you know what the difference?
We never done it. But the the difference is, Sophie.
One won their cup final and the other didn't.
Yes, and that is the margin. That is the margin. Because if Unai Emery had won the Europa Cup, he would still be manager probably.
That's my point. The point is
he
that
never won it.
Okay.
That's the difference.
The difference is, Casey. Thank you. The difference is that in the Premier League, it is undeniable that Unai Emery has a better record. So as Arsenal,
he doesn't.
Okay, but
he doesn't.
Where's the shades of grey in this conversation, Casey?
What grey? What grey? There are no grey. Unai Emery's record in the Premier League is better. Mikel Arteta, in under a year, has won a trophy. That's the facts of it. That is the facts.
Well, I'll give you the facts as well. We're just not very good at the moment, and everyone's very passionate. And you can see, free PG, you can see that if you look in our chat room, because obviously Sophie's only putting a few up, there's hundreds and hundreds of comments here.
A few? I'm putting all of them up, as many as I can.
No, I'm just saying there's so many you're not even seeing probably. But what I'm trying to say, we're all very passionate.
I've got it all down
here. I'm just saying that you can't see every single one. There's hundreds coming through, which is what I'm trying to get at, is the point that everyone is so passionate about this. But I'm going to ask a question then. So what do you want to happen? Do you want Arteta to stay? Do you want him to be our manager going forward? Or do you feel that it should be changed now?
Ask that again.
Okay. Arteta, do you want him to stay, or going forward, would you like a new manager in?
I'm not okay. So why is it when I criticize Arteta, the question of me wanting him sacked comes up? Why can't I criticize
I'm
him?
asking a question. I didn't say you couldn't.
I think that if we're in the same league position by February, then we seriously have to ask if he's the right man for the job.
Okay, KC, do you agree with that? If by Feb there's a danger, because I don't even know where we are in the league. We're 14th at the moment now. We have to start winning soon, because otherwise we'll be in the dogmire, won't we?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's been ripped to shreds, has done better than him.
Listen,
other than not win a trophy, the FA Cup.
One thing I know, it's a long season, right? It's a long season. And the way people are carrying on now and the way the team is playing now, it won't last forever.
No, it won't.
Because it won't last forever.
Nothing
the team will pick up, but they're just going through a tough time of it at the moment. I get it. I've been there. I've been in that dressing room where the flak's been flying from the stands and all that kind of thing. I know what it is, but the players just have to stick together. The manager has to keep believing in what he believes in. And at the end of the day, Sophie, PG, on his head be it, because we know if the results don't go the right way, it will happen.
Okay, Iteza, that's absolute horseshit as well, because I post everyone's comments. I do not look for comments that support me, and just stop that. That's nonsense.
That's not right.
Excuse me.
No.
Yeah, that's
she
not
puts
right.
loads on that support me.
Exactly. Thanks, babe.
Too many.
Well, what about this? Wait, listen. Here's the scoop. Amanda, answer this. Okay, we can all agree and disagree about Arteta. We can all agree or disagree about how we're playing. But one thing that I think we can all agree on is Arsenal Football Club going this long without scoring goals or creating chances. Come on.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's happened before. It's not the first time.
I don't remember, Kev.
I was part of the team. Remember, we played Nottingham Forest at Highbury. That was my first goal, I think, against Nottingham Forest. We hadn't scored for ages.
What year?
Perry Grove scored. I think Smudger scored, and I got the third. We hadn't scored in so many hours. It was crazy.
It was interesting.
It does happen, unfortunately.
Did you hear Gary Neville? He actually felt quite sorry for us. He said Aubameyang just needs one. Just one.
Are we in a relegation fight?
Not yet. Not yet. Because the thing is, it is November and we're notoriously bad in Novembers. But I think if we would not have watched this match and came and picked up CFAX like we did hundreds of years ago, and it was 0-0 with 10 men at Ellen Road, and we had 10 men, it was 0-0 and at Ellen Road, we would have been going, whoa, that's not a bad result, is it? The problem is we offered nothing. We did nothing. We can't beat a man at corners. He should get his boots on. We're just naff at the moment. There is no doubt about it. But always, and I'm not saying this to you, Sophie, before you kick off, but always on social media, asking for the manager to be sacked is not always the right answer. That's what I want to put out there. When Ferguson went to United, they wanted him out. They were screaming for him to be out. Screaming. But they stuck with him.
Totally different time.
It's the same thing.
It's still a manager who was under pressure.
Who was under pressure. And the fans didn't even have social media in the 80s. All I'm saying is, let me tell you how fickle, not Arsenal fans, every football fan is. Yeah? 1 minute, they would have been loving Kevin from the stands. The next minute, they wouldn't have been. And it goes with everybody, right? We're just sort of, we're at a stage where we're in limbo and nothing is working. He is trying.
Answer Pramon's question.
I haven't read it.
Why?
He should be given time because he's the manager. He's the manager, whether he's got experience or not. If you put him in as the manager, what's the point you giving him the opportunity as a manager if you're not going to give him time?
I don't like being tainted with the brush that I want to get rid of Arteta. I've said that it's going to take 2 or 3 transfer windows.
But you haven't said you do want to get rid of him.
I never said that. What I've said is because it's been insinuated, okay?
By who?
What I'm saying, No, by Kevin and by you and by chat.
By
So
me, that you want to get rid of Arteta. Where?
No.
Okay,
I
hold
asked
on.
you a
When did I
question.
say that?
You
Okay.
didn't.
All right, calm down, everyone.
No, but when
I'm just
going to
give you because you keep pushing on the Arteta thing, and I keep telling you that. What did I tell you on so many podcasts we've done together over the last few weeks? That he needs time to build this team in his image. Every great manager has a team that plays like their image. Klopp, Pep, Conte, Graham, Wenger in the good years. All of the great managers have that, right? He's not had the opportunity to do that yet. But it's 1 year now and one transfer window, right? Or is it 2 transfer windows? We're coming up to the January transfer window. We also look at Rodgers and what he's done immediately at Leicester. We do look at what Mourinho has done with Spurs and some of the new players he's brought in. The biggest thing today, I think, the difference was not having Partey and El Neni maybe in midfield because we lacked that press. But even if you look at the Manchester United game, and I've gone back and I've watched it, we didn't create too many chances, and we scored from a penalty, and we had 2 shots on goal. So what I'm saying is that, yes, we have crap players that he's inherited from the Wenger and Emery era to now. Emery had crap players that he inherited from Wenger. And I've shown you the stats with the scored versus conceded. There's no doubt that Arteta has improved us defensively, but we have not done anything going forward. So all I'm saying is I think it's okay at this point to criticize Arteta for why those things are happening. Why is Lacazette regressed? Why is Aubameyang regressed? Why is Pepe being petulant? Why are these things happening? Why is he not playing Maitland-Niles, who was superb during Project Restart? What is the root cause of all this? And all I'm saying is at some point you have to look at him as well as the players. They're all responsible.
But we do look at him. We done a podcast last week, Sophie, and we were saying about Arteta in the 2 weeks of international. What he would have needed to do was sit down, study the video, and come up with a balance to try and get this team going. That's what I said last week. We agreed. That's what he needs to do. He's made the changes that everybody wanted. Maybe not everything to the point, but he made changes, and it still didn't work because, unfortunately, we are just not playing well enough at the moment. So that's my point.
This is a great point, and I asked you this at the beginning. I think we played better with 10 men. PG, would you agree with that?
Yeah, well, it gave us a little bit of I think they felt hard done by that he'd got sent off. I think when they realised the rules are you can't touch someone's head, you don't have to just go like that, even if you touch the head. There's no one I know that even thinks that it wasn't a red card when he went off. I think it just gave him a little bit of momentum and maybe a little bit of pride not to lose. I don't know how they didn't score. They had so many chances. They were so poor in front of goal. But we robbed it. We robbed that point with anything. So I know it's only a point, but maybe we need to build on it. That's all I'm saying. 10 men, didn't let a goal in, we got a point. How
much time are you willing, Dimitri? A question for you guys.
I would say late winter, early spring, because Tyrese could be the answer.
Well, sure. Go on, PG. Go on, PG.
I think late winter, early spring. The problem's going to come is luckily there are no fans for Thursday night because I think we play Mould, if I'm correct. That would be probably about 10 people turning up for that. I think it's going to be better the fans aren't there at the moment. But he did say this week, Arteta, didn't he, that the players are missing the fans. And I just feel we need to give them some hope. They're on the floor at the moment, like us. They're completely on the floor. You can see it. Aubameyang shooting the way he did was as bad as I would take a shot. Everyone's on the floor. And I will give Tierney a free pass, if I'm honest, because I love his passion and everything. But we need a captain out there. We need the Tony Adams. I know we haven't got one, but we need that to group them together and go, the Steven Gerrards of this world, we go again. Let's just get this done. I don't see any of that. Where's the huddle gone? Yeah, or maybe it's a COVID thing. I don't know. But, we need to G him up somehow. And Arteta needs to G him up. I noticed Arteta on the line at one point when the camera went to him, when he was going like that. Like, keep talking, keep doing. He can only do so much, Sophie. And I've always said this. You know, I always blamed Wenger. I never blamed the players. And then talking to some close friends and stuff, and they said they have to take responsibility. They crossed that white line. They know what they've got a job to do. You can't keep blaming Wenger the whole time. And now I understand that everyone takes a collective responsibility. Yep. Arteta needs questions asked. I'm not saying he doesn't, but it's like a manager learning a new job. Would you just keep chucking him out? He may not be the right one. I'm not going to sit here on November the 22nd and say Arteta's the man for the job. I think he is, and I want to give him a chance. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
All right. So we got lucky because Leeds were poor at finishing.
Yep, totally.
I mean, really, that's. I mean, how many goals they I believe, and can someone correct me if I'm wrong with this stat? Funny, James. Did we hit the bar 10 times? Did we hit the woodwork 10 times?
I did answer it, James. What did I not answer? Your new mate, James. Go on.
And also this, why should we settle for a manager learning on the job?
He was fine when we won the FA Cup.
Yeah,
I didn't hear all these people. No, but I didn't hear all these people making these assumptions right now. We're going through a tough time. It happens. It happens. This is football.
But the point that some of us are making is we can't just be a cup team. We need to be more than just that.
Sophie,
and in the Premier League, he's been poor from last December. He's been poor.
Sophie, I'm saying, I know. I never said you're wrong. I said, I know. But what he's trying to do is find the right balance. He made the changes today. He got a point when we should have been beaten out of sight.
Yeah, I agree with Brendan.
We should have. We got a point. Should have been beaten out of sight.
Oh, good.
Let's be honest. But we got a point. We move on. It's Wolves next. Hopefully, we can start playing a bit better. Because at the end of the day, we need to play better.
That's a great point there. Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League and FA Cup, and then was sacked.
Got nothing to do with Arsenal, though. That's Chelsea.
Yeah,
nothing to do with Arsenal.
Okay, so we can't compare us to anyone because we're in a league where we play other teams.
With Abramovich's money. Come on, Sophie. What do you mean you can't compare? How are you going to compare Di Matteo with Arteta?
So when we beat them in the FA Cup, it was okay to compare us. But we can't compare us to them in terms of progress.
Comparing who? Who are we comparing, Sophie?
Arsenal Football Club, we're comparing ourselves to what they've spent and to what City have spent, and we beat them both convincingly in 2017 and in 2020.
Who was comparing?
Fans compare, Casey. That's not true what you're saying. We compare ourselves to teams all the time. That's what fans do.
Like who? Like who? We don't compare ourselves to Chelsea's money. No chance. Because we don't spend like Chelsea.
That's the point. But then we laud our team when we beat them in the FA Cup for all the money they've spent. That's the point. We compare ourselves to City.
It's not the same. It's not comparison of what they spend. It's because we haven't spent. So that ain't a comparison.
This is like being down the pub.
But it's not a comparison.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Just because anyway. No, I'm talking about a comment. Sorry, Kev.
Okay. So now we can't compare ourselves to other teams. Okay.
No, of course we can't. We're a different.
No,
you can't.
No. What I'm saying is,
hold on a second. When we beat Chelsea and City in the FA Cup, we lauded our teams and said, "Look how much money they've spent. Look what we've done." We're comparing ourselves.
We're not. How is that comparing?
Okay.
Who compared?
Sophie. How is that comparing?
Wow.
Can you just explain to me how is that comparing?
We just enjoyed beating those teams.
So you don't compare. So when you tweeted that you're afraid Tottenham will win the league yesterday, you're actually pointing that out, and there is comparisons to where we're at and where they're at.
I wasn't comparing to us.
Also, how can you guys say that we didn't compare ourselves to City and Chelsea when we won? how is it you guys can say that Arsenal fans and everyone didn't compare us to City and Chelsea when we beat them in the FA Cup, in the semi-final and the final twice? Are you telling me you can sit there and tell me that we didn't compare ourselves to them based on all they've spent and what we had done, and that we beat them twice and won the FA Cup twice against them and beating them? Come on, guys. Really?
I just remember us being the underdog and beating them. I never sat there and went pound for pound. They're bigger club. They spend more money than us. So how can you compare it? Can I just come back to something? You mentioned my tweet yesterday. That tweet's not relevant to how we're doing. That's relevant to my life for the last 50 years. That my whole maternal family are Tottenham. My whole friendship guys are friends at Tottenham. And I'd have to emigrate. It's not comparing to Arsenal. You can't compare them to Arsenal. They don't win trophies. So I'm not comparing. I'm just saying.
How did you not compare us? You guys, are you really telling me, and look at me in the eye now, that when we beat Chelsea and Man City again in 2020, where with a new manager who is only in control from December, we didn't compare ourselves in terms of, wow, look what we've done and achieved versus what they've spent and who they are and what they've done in the last 5 years?
But that isn't comparison. How is that comparison?
Okay.
I'm a bit confused, sorry.
Yeah, how is that comparison? How is that comparison? We're happy that we won. We don't spend the money that Man City and Chelsea do. But that ain't comparing, because you can't compare. Sophie, you can't.
Okay.
We compare, we compare, Tashi, well done, managers all the time. We compared Lampard to Arteta. Of course we do. We said, look at them both.
We don't compare Arsenal spending to Chelsea or Man City spending.
So now you're just saying about spending. So now you're making it about spending and just trying to micromanage my comment about comparisons. This whole sport is about comparisons.
Sophie, you said, or the comment was about the comparison to Di Matteo winning the Champions League and the league or whatever and the FA Cup. And I said, we don't compare because they spend more money. I said that from moment one. It's no comparison. So how am I all of a sudden micromanaging?
Okay, how do we move forward from here? PG, we've got Wolves next. We got lucky today getting a point. And yeah, we did. We spent £72 million on a player who's been absolute dog shit.
He keeps the system with Partey and El Neni, please God, back. When do we play Wolves? Is it next Sunday or Saturday?
We play them next. It doesn't matter when.
No, we don't.
That's who we're playing
Mould.
next.
We play Mould Thursday night.
That's in the Europa League. That's in the
so
Farmers
it's still a match
League.
He's got to pick a team for, isn't he? So my point is...
Nobody cares about that at this point. We're going to qualify from that group, aren't we?
Okay.
I'm talking about the Premier League, not the Europa League.
But if we win Thursday night, then it gives us a tiny bit of, what's that word?
Confidence.
Confidence, that's the word. And it does matter. See, this is where you and I disagree, Soph. When you win, it doesn't matter. It's the Europa League. The Europa League could get us a trophy. And
who said they want to win the Europa League? I did. All I'm saying, I asked you a Premier League question. I didn't ask you a question about the Europa League. I said
you just said the next match is. Well, the next match is Mould.
In the Premier League. We're talking. This is a Premier League post-game show. This isn't a Europa League show. So I asked you.
The next match is Mould. We need to win that. If we're
going to talk about Mould,
we're going to Wolves next Sunday.
People want to hear about that right now.
Right, I'm going to leave the pod soon because I need to go because it was only supposed to be 30 minutes. But I would just like to say that it would be very good to beat Mould and get a bit of confidence. And then next Sunday night, he goes with a system that he thinks is going to work. That's it. What else do you want him to do? To me, he changed it today. That's it. He went with a system he thought would work. He didn't know Pepe was going to do what Pepe did. The only disagreement I had was Willian playing. Shouldn't be playing for us.
This is a Premier League post-game show. That's what I'm saying. I was asking you guys about the next Premier League game. What we were talking about was there's 3 games to come that we have to win and not lose, at least get draws. Today we got lucky with a draw. We've got Wolves and Spurs next. KC, Wolves. I mean, this is really becomes even more important now. And you could argue that Wolves are a much better team because they've been in the Premier League longer than Leeds. Leeds have only just come up and we barely scraped with a point. We'll talk about the Europa League during the week. What's your take on Wolves? And what comes next, like confidence-wise?
Yeah, another very tough game, Sophie. Obviously, again, Mikel Arteta has to come up with a balance in that team to get a result. He's done it before at Wolves, and he's going to have to find another team. He's going to have to produce a team who can get it right on the day and beat Wolves. He knows how to do it because they've done it before. But they're going to have to pull their socks up. Obviously, no Pepe. So that's another potential weapon not involved. But that's what he has to do. He's got to move on to the next one. I know, look, Mould is next. But we're talking Premier League. He can beat Wolves. He's proven it. He's just got to pick the right team.
So who would you bring in instead of Pepe, Kev?
Again, you can bring in Reece Nelson to play on that right-hand side. I thought Reece Nelson done pretty well when he came on. He worked very hard, and it was down to 10 men. You know, I don't listen. Any player who's going to pull on that shirt has to put a shift in. That's the bare minimum, and Reece Nelson done that.
Okay, I've tried to put as many as your comments in chat. We've gone for 55 minutes. We're going to be back this week with more on the lockdown series as well. And, you know, when our team performs like this, it divides opinion and people get feisty and they have very polarizing thoughts. And that's clear on today's show. We have a really different opinion in terms of what the team is, maybe where the manager is at. But I'll say once again that everyone got what they wanted today. They got changes and the result was still the same. We still didn't score from open play. We still didn't create too many chances. When we had the chances, we didn't bury them. And I think at the end of the day, you know, it's okay to criticize the manager. It doesn't mean that you want him fired. It just means that we're here to talk about Arsenal Football Club and where we're at. And after today's game, it's not good. So that's where we will leave it. And thank you to everyone who's joined in chat. I've tried to keep up with all of your comments as much as I told PG in WhatsApp today. She would vouch for me. I said, it's going to be lit tonight because I didn't. And Amanda and I didn't call a win. KC did call a win. We didn't think that we were going to win. And one of our favorite listeners from India wants us to have a group hug. So here we go. Group hug.
Hey, Sophie, and you know the funny thing, which would have been a travesty of justice if Saka would have taken that chance and we win the game 1-0.
I mean, we had chances. What is wrong with him?
No, but that would have been a travesty because we barely deserved the point. We didn't even deserve a point.
But that's happened to us so much that
that might be a good thing.
You're right.
We haven't. How we've got a point? I don't know how we did that. They must be so gutted, Leeds. Honestly, they're finishing and the woodwork. And Leno saved us a couple of times as well. I would like to mention that Leno did save us.
PG. Well done, top man. I like this comment. Maybe we should definitely leave it at that. The best looking
because you know he gets
around.
A lot of, doesn't he? He gets I'm boiling tonight. I'm so hot. But he gets a lot of stick because a lot of people wanted Emery to stay. But you know and I'll tell you, there was something I noticed. He had the ball. He tried to get it out quick in the first half. No one was there. No one was there for him. And I said to Carl, I said, look what Leno's doing. He's trying to find someone. And no one was even.
That's a good one.
Stop putting funny ones up about me. I was being serious.
But Amanda,
no one wanted the ball.
Do you remember real quick before we go? Do you remember we were talking in how many times did Willock kind of scream at Willian to just keep moving? Like he had the ball and he wanted to pass it forward, and you could tell that he was frustrated with that and he wasn't able to do that. And
if I had one question for Arteta, if I was in front of him now, I would say this. Why do you keep playing Willian? What do you think he gives the team? And what does he have to do to not be picked? That would be my only question.
Yep, that's a good one. And also, why do you continue to wear that ridiculous black jacket?
I think he looks nice.
I bet you do. Right. Until tomorrow, we return tomorrow for our lockdown series, episode 11. We're getting close to the December 2nd lockdown. I think you guys are going to you're going to be put in further lockdown, by the way. It's not going to end on December 2nd. So that means more of Highbury squad. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. Get your lists ready. The most underrated Arsenal players ever. Your top 5.
I've done mine.
5. PG's done her homework.
I'm not on tomorrow night, but you will hear what I've got to say.
Casey, you're going to remind me to play the voice note. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble.
Yeah,
all right?
I'll make sure.
Okay. The listeners will make sure. Everyone, the usual crowd in chat will make sure. So make sure you get it right. And look, they're already kind of putting in there. I love it when they start putting in their lists and stuff like that.
We've had so many people in chat tonight. It's fantastic that you've all joined us because there's a lot of pods that have gone live straight from the match. So we really appreciate the fact that we've doubled what we normally have in chat, which is fantastic. I know a lot of you are now cottoning on to what we actually do and who we bring to the table, but we're going to have some really good guests this week as well. So,
we are.
You know what? I think they like the fire.
The fire.
They like the fire.
The
host with the most brings some fire. Yeah. Sophie brings fire.
You know what's really funny is it felt like, when you're have a family gathering and then everyone gets stuck into it. And then at one point, everyone agrees and then 2 people don't and then 1 doesn't. And then it just gets like really, that's us. That's
Can you imagine our family gatherings, a Greek and a Jewish one?
Oh my gosh. Throw KC's into the mix.
A bit of Jamaican in there as well. I'll tell you what.
We should do a virtual Zoom family thing. Oh my life.
We should. So listen, thanks everyone. We're going to leave it now. 101. Damn, I was hoping to get it to at least 59. Amanda, do your thing.
Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we're going to have a better Thursday night and Sunday. But as the guys said, they'll be on tomorrow about 7:30. Okay, everyone, have a good evening. Always Arsenal.
Bada bing, bada bing.